Hello, hello, Canadian Sasquatch here with a Homebrew Wednesday. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. First of all, thanks to everybody and their well wishes and me getting healthy again. I'm slowly getting there. This crud just will not leave, but slowly and surely I'm getting better. So thank you to everybody for the well wishes. Thank you to all my subscribers out there and everybody who's liking the videos and commenting. Cheers, guys. Keep it coming. It's a lot of fun. And today, for Homebrew Wednesday, we're going to get into the water experiment here. So we're going to go ahead and crack it open. So for those who are unsure what that's all about, we have these beers were brewed, same recipe, all three of them, which was 3 pounds of Maris Otter, and I think about half an ounce of Cascade hops. Organize my bottles and caps over here off to the side so I know which one's which here again. So yeah, Maris Otter and then Cascade hops, just super light. Keep the flavors low and so I can see if there's a difference between the different waters. So what we have here is number one. It's a pale ale of sorts. This one's made with Ozarka water. Number two is the same beer, except it's made with tap water. And then we have beer number three here, which is, again, the same recipe, but it's made with tap water that has been treated for chloramine. In the Houston area here, we have chloramine in our water, which, as you may or may not know, is really hard to get out of the water. You can't just simply filter it like you do with chlorine. Chloramine's a lot more stable, so it's a lot harder to remove. But what we can do is use Camden tablets, or in my case, I use potassium metabisulfate, which is similar to Camden tablets, except that it's potassium instead of sodium metabisulfate. So let's go ahead and check the bottle one here. There's not much head, but it's just plain Maris Otter. It's got some nice carbonation to it. So here we go. Cheers. Smells like beer. My sinuses and stuff are still a little out of whack, so smelling and tasting may be not up to par. So I'll do this again when I'm healthy and have full control of my various senses again. But I do get a little bit of citrus from the hops. A little bit of the malt. So here we go. Cheers. So it's get a little bit of the hoppy bitterness. Nice clean flavor. At this point, I can't detect any off flavors. It's a very light beer, so people who like their Budweisers or Bud Light or whatever would probably enjoy this. It's very light, very clean, not overly bitter or anything like you get from a strong American Pale Ale or IPA. But yeah, I would drink more of that. So what we have here is the same recipe, but with the untreated tap water. Okay, I'm getting something funky on the smell in this one. It's I get a little bit of the hops, and there's a smell that I can't place. So let's give it a taste. Cheers. Oh, yeah, there is something wrong with this one. It's has a bitter, sour, plastic something or other going on there. There's definite difference between bottled and untreated tap there. I'm going to use the bottled to rinse my mouth with. So now we have the treated tap water, and both of these are unfiltered. I just turned the tap on, dumped it straight into the buckets, and went from there. Let's get a smell. This one, I get the malts, a little bit of the hops. It too has a smell that I can't place, but it's different than this one. Yeah, that one's just ugh. So let's give it a try. Getting I'm getting the malt and the hops, and there's another flavor in there that I can't place. It's not bad. It's pleasant. It's not quite as good as the bottled water, and this was Ozarka spring water, which is the water that I usually use for my brewing. So. Yeah, crisp and clear. There's just a faint plastic taste. Nothing bad, nothing horrible. It's very drinkable. Unlike the untreated one, that one's not drinkable. But this one is. I could drink some of this if it was around. I would definitely drink some. So yeah, so that's the water experiment. Treat your tap water. If you have chlorine or chloramine in it, treat it with Camden tablets or potassium metabisulfate. I believe when I did this, I used a 1/16 of a teaspoon of potassium metabisulfate for 5 gallons of water. It seems to have done a job. I might up it just a little bit. I might use 1/8 of a teaspoon for 5 gallons of water, just to see if it helps clear out some of the flavors. Although I'm not sure, I may stick with the bottled water because there is enough of a difference between the two that I would much rather drink this one than that one as well. So definitely better than the bottled watered one. So yeah, so there you have it. Treat your water. Water is very important for the brewing process since, well, that's the main ingredient in beer. So aside from this, there's not much else going on. Still recovering from the sick, so I haven't been able to do much. I've got my white stout bottled, so that's carbing up. Might give it a test this weekend to see how it's doing. I've got my barley wine, which I was supposed to rack onto secondary and dry hop. Unfortunately, it was in the fermentation chamber and it was set to 63-ish degrees, which is what I set it to for the various yeasts that I've been using, like at that temperature, like for my meads and for a couple of the other beers that I've done, all liked it at that. But I opened up the barley wine and it was still fermenting with a creamy krausen on top. So I went back and looked at the specifics for its yeast, and yeah, it likes to be at 68 to 72 or 74. So it was fermenting very, very slowly. So I bumped up the temperature to 70. The oatmeal stout that I have in there as well, that yeast was good for 63 to 72 or 74 as well, so it should be okay and happy with that. So yeah, so I'm a week behind on getting the barley wine racked onto secondary, but it's barley wine. It'll take months anyways for it to be really, really good, so I'm not too worried about it. The oatmeal stout, it's not getting racked, it's staying in primary until week after next, and then I'm bottling it, which also will be the same weekend I brew up my ginger beer that I have planned. So we'll see how that goes. I gotta get the ingredients ordered this week. I'm still tweaking the hops that I want to use. The hops that I do want it to use, I can't seem to find any place. Amarillo being the main one. Seems nobody actually has those in stock right now, so I'm trying to tweak my recipe with some others with similar characteristics of that, and so we'll see how that goes. Trying to try out some different hops. Usually I go to Cascade, which is what I use in here because I know Cascade and I like it. So, but there are hundreds of different hops out there, so gotta try them all, see what's up. This weekend I also built 2/3 of a brewing rig. I built a small platform for my burner and big kettle, so that it's high enough off so that the nozzle will go straight into a pail without having to move the bucket at all. And then I built the second tier for the mash tun so that it can go straight into the boil kettle, so I don't have to move anything around that. And this was just built with stuff I had laying around. I'm a little worried about battery life on my camera right now, so maybe next Homebrew Wednesday I'll have pictures that I can do of that. So the next step will be a third tier that goes above the mash tun so that I can have my sparge water ready up there to go into the mash tun without having to do any lifting or anything like that except to get the water up there originally. So yeah, I got that done on, what was that? That was Friday I did that. And that's all. That's good. Can't wait to give that a spin. Uh, got a nozzle for my brew kettle. I also got the silicone tubing, so I can go from the mash tun into the brew kettle and not have to worry about using vinyl hoses. I haven't uploaded my brew video, but yeah, I was using vinyl hoses at high temperatures because I kind of forgot about the whole getting a tube for that. Actually, no, I didn't use hoses because I didn't have any of the correct size because all my nozzles are 1/2 inch and all my tubes are 3/8. So yeah. Anyways, babbling here. So yeah, that's pretty much all that's going on right now. I also racked my buckwheat sack mead into a carboy, and after all this is done, I will show you some footage of that in its carboy, just sitting there looking pretty. I started at about 1.144, and it's down to 1040, so it's dropped 104 points at this point. Still has a way to go. I'm hoping it drops the next 40 points, so it's actually right at around one flat. But we'll see how that goes. Maybe 1010 will be where it actually stops. I don't know. I'm using Lavlin's 1116 yeast, so it's good for 18%. So it should take it right down to 18%, leaving some residual sweetness. So it'll probably be 1010 now that I think about it for that. I also have about 15 gallons of various meads that I need to hurry up and bottle. The first batch will be, I've got two grapefruit ones, a melomel and a hydromel that I need to bottle, and I'm hoping to actually carbonate those and put them into 187 ml champagne bottles. So like single serving champagne bottles. That should be quite yummy. And then I need a whole lot of bottles to get to the rest of it. It's a lot of mead to be bottled. So I got the 2 grapefruits, 2 blood orange ones, 2 peach ones, and then 3 traditionals. One of the traditionals is the very first mead that I made from a kit from my local brew store, and when I racked it, it was tasting nasty, so I just kind of racked it one more time and set it in the back corner, and it's been a year and 3 months now since I actually started it, I think. So we'll bring it to the front and see what it tastes like, and then bottle it. So yeah, whole lot of mead to bottle. I'm thinking this weekend I may do a how-to mead video, because I see a lot of brewers out there making meads now, which is awesome because mead is great. Except you can always tell somebody who makes beer and then goes to making mead because they boil the water and heat the honey and stuff, and you don't really want to heat the honey because you start losing some of the flavors of the honey. So do a quick how-to, super easy recipe, I think this weekend. Joe's Ancient Orange. It's my go-to mead recipe. It's done in 60 days. It's a sweet mead. It's fantastic. My beautiful bride and I, we really enjoy it. We enjoy it so much that after making 4 1-gallon batches, I've just made a 5-gallon batch, which I've shown footage of previously. So, and that's probably getting close to halfway done at this point. So yeah, so that's pretty much enough of me rambling for this week. So the water experiment was successful. I know to stick with the bottled water for the time being. I may get a filter and filter my tap water for the various nasties, and then also treat it for chloramines, since most filters don't handle chloramines very well. So may try this recipe once more with that, but for the time being, it's bottled water for me for my various brewings. And so yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks to my subscribers. Thanks to the people who like and comment on the videos. I always try to reply to all the comments. So cheers. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Stay tuned for a couple seconds after this, because I will show you a picture or two of the, or a video of the buckwheat mead that's sitting there looking pretty. So cheers, and remember to have a pint of awesome. I know I will. Cheers.